Yeah. Dinwiddie sent the whole army across the river. 200,000 strong, but it only took 200 real ones to flip the script. Do you in a cut, strategizing. This that ancient warrior shit. That's right.
La da 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 da. It's the 200 raiders creeping through the night. Cross the AC, change the uniforms, blend in tight. Set the city on fire, chaos in the air. Chop, chop in the square, we took it from there. 200 raiders, slip right in the gate. Whole army running back, now it's too late. Fire's burning high, empire falling down. Jim took UCA, now who run the town? Dinwiddie said let's go, mobilize the whole force. Over 200,000 soldiers marching on the Wu course. Do you the general, cold strategist, no remorse. Rolled up on you sang, right beside the answer shores. Told Captain Jauji, take 200, move a night. Cross that river silent, no torch, no light. Switch the uniforms, look just like the Wu side. Hide in the cut, wait for the perfect time to strike. Next day sunset, rode out with his Wu defense. Thought he had the edge, but got sent back into frenzy. Retreating to the gates, soldiers tired and spent. That's when the 200 raiders mixed in with the regiment. Slipped through the walls in the panic and confusion, blended with the losers, no time for discussion. Once inside, boom, torches lit the sky. Fires everywhere, watch the whole city fry. La da 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 da. It's the 200 raiders creeping through the night.
Yeah, set it on fire.
200 raiders, step right in the gate.
Jog drag till you take over straight.
200 raiders, step right in the gate.
Take over straight.
Fire's burning high, empire falling down. Chain told you she up, now who on the top?
Chaos in the street, screams echo through the blocks. Wu soldiers tripping, can't tell who the ops. Jiao Jia gave a signal, full army pouring in. Use master plan, now the city's wearing thin. From the river crossing to the flames in the wind. 200 turned into thousands when the gates caved in. Sun sin, lost control, empire starting to crack. Gin flag on the wall while the Wu army fall back. This that strategic warfare, not just running up the score. Calculated ambush, leave them bleeding on the floor. You sitting back like I told you how we do. 200 raiders flip the whole damn Wu. Fire still burning, smoke blacking out the moon. You'll see I ain't belong to Jin now, end of the tune. Who thought they was safe behind them city walls, but real ones always find a way to make empires fall. Yeah, 200 deep changed the game. Do you Jiao Chat legends in the flame. Dinwiddie smiled when the report came back. 200 raiders did that. Still that ancient warrior shit.
Picture a vast, tranquil lake where fish glide effortlessly. Out of nowhere, a colossal rock, a problematic software update from a firm named CrowdStrike, plummets into the water. The resulting splash is tremendous, causing 8.5 million Windows computers to experience a blue screen of death on July 19, 2024. This marks the moment of disturbing the water in our tale. Everything is in turmoil. Airlines are suspended, hospitals are battling difficulties, and IT teams everywhere are racing around in a frenzy, attempting to determine how to clear the muddy, murky water. As the fish, the impacted companies and users feel lost and are eager for a swift solution, the fishermen, cybercriminals, take advantage. Instead of clearing the waters, they utilize the murkiness to conceal their traps. They rapidly create counterfeit websites that resemble legitimate support pages and distribute urgent emails. They reassure the anxious users, sure, the waters are murky, but we have a unique net to assist you in escaping. They offer a fake hotfix file. When the desperate users download it, thinking it's their rescue, they are actually catching themselves in a trap. Instead of a fix, they get a virus called Rumco's Rat that lets the criminals take over their computers. Because the users were so distracted by the big splash and the muddy water, they didn't notice the fisherman's hook until it was too late. That is how the disturb the water and catch a fish stratagem turned a technical accident into a golden opportunity for hackers. Visualize a lively kitchen, Intel, that is well known for producing the fastest ovens globally, their 13th and 14th gen CPUs. Suddenly it comes to light that these ovens have a critical problem. They are drawing too much power, overheating and breaking down permanently. This is the moment of disturbing the water. The kitchen is in utter turmoil, customers are upset, and Intel is hurriedly trying to ascertain if it's a software error or a hardware malfunction. As the water remains murky and people are uncertain about the safety of their oven, the fishermen, Intel's rivals such as AMD, take action. They don't wait for clarity. Instead, they throw their nets by initiating bold marketing strategies, emphasizing that their products are dependable, trustworthy, and won't burn out. The catch occurs when exasperated gamers and large data centers, the fish, who are weary of their systems failing, conclude that they can no longer afford to wait for a sluggish resolution from Intel. They immediately dive into the nets of rival companies, transitioning their entire infrastructure to alternative brands. By the time Intel ultimately issued a patch to avert further harm, the damage to their reputation had already become irreversible for many, and the competition reaped a substantial reward of new, loyal customers who were merely seeking a secure environment to thrive. Now I show you an algorithm based on this stratagem, used in Triverack. The strategic algorithm, calm the waters. Phase 1, identifying the disturbance, SLM edge detection. Disinformation campaigns usually spread super fast and in huge volumes to overwhelm people. Here's how small language models, SLMs, can really help. Because they're lightweight and efficient, models like Phi3 or specialized BERT variants can run directly at the edge, right inside browsers or social media apps. They work like quick little sensors, constantly scanning fast-moving content for suspicious patterns, such as sudden bursts of emotional language, rapid spikes in certain keywords, or odd details in videos that might be deepfakes. When they spot something fishy, the SLM can immediately raise a turbulence alert the moment a coordinated disinformation narrative starts gaining traction, long before it goes viral. Phase 2, mapping the mud, knowledge graph grounding. Disinformation often works by pulling facts out of their original context and twisting them. Here's how knowledge graphs can really help. A knowledge graph is basically a huge, reliable map that connects verified people, dates, events, and relationships. So when a deepfake or misleading claim says something like person A said X at event Y, the system can quickly check it against this map. The cool part is the action. The algorithm instantly compares the claim with the real information in the knowledge graph. If it finds that person A was actually in a completely different country during event Y, it flags a clear logical contradiction. This gives people a solid, trustworthy factual anchor that cuts through the confusion and makes the fake content much harder to believe. Phase 3, disturbing the disinformation, active friction. Now, instead of confronting the attacker directly, the algorithm smartly shifts the dynamics and employs strategy against them by introducing a touch of intelligent friction. Here's how it operates. Rather than simply banning the post, which frequently just ignites more conspiracy theories and complicates matters, the system softly incorporates contextual interventions. It automatically labels the questionable content with the precise factual contradiction it identified in the knowledge graph. For instance, person A was actually in another country at that time. This method is effective because it subtly disrupts the seamless flow of the falsehood by interspersing small, persistent truths. It compels the bot accounts or malicious actors to respond and defend their narrative, which often hinders them and renders the disinformation far less persuasive to everyday individuals. Phase 4, catching the fish, attribution and takedown. When individuals disseminating false information attempt to shift their stance or reinforce their deception in response to increased scrutiny, it is often at this moment that they inadvertently disclose their behavioral patterns. Here, how it operates. The small language model, SLM, discreetly examines their responses to the fact check. Bot accounts typically react in a very rigid, repetitive manner. They tend to adhere to the same defense script repeatedly. By identifying these consistent behavioral signatures and tracing them back to their source, the algorithm can effectively capture the entire bot network, the fish, rather than merely eliminating a single post. Case study, Incident 969, the KBSF deepfake campaign. First, Phase 1, identifying the disturbance immediately. The attackers release a deepfake video alleging that a high-ranking official was involved in a hit-and-run incident back in 2011. Their goal is to spark immediate outrage and confusion, essentially stirring the waters. This is where our small language model, SLM, steps in. Operating right on the edge, like within a social media filter, it detects the splash instantly, even before the video gains traction. It quickly identifies something amiss. The video claims to be from 2011. But the AI compression artifacts indicate it was actually created between 2024 and 2026. Such minor details are flagged immediately. Next, Phase 2, understanding the true nature of the mud. The deepfake narrative asserts that the official was in San Francisco on a particular date. Our system then cross-references this with a reliable, verified knowledge graph of public records. it uncovers two undeniable truths. The official was, in fact, attending a diplomatic event in Washington, D.C. on that very date. The alleged KBSF San Francisco News is not even a legitimate registered news outlet or business in California. At this stage, the situation begins to clarify. The system is now certain that this is disinformation. Next, we move on to Phase 3, actively shaking things up instead of just quietly removing it. Instead of taking the video down without a word, which allows the attackers to simply try again elsewhere, we introduce a little resistance. Each time someone attempts to share the link, a friendly context box appears, stating something like, "Verification error. Public records indicate that the official was in DC on that date." Additionally, KBSF News does not seem to be a legitimate registered source. This gentle push compels the bad actors to respond. They may choose to delete the post and attempt a different date, or they might start asserting that the DC records are false. Regardless, they must alter their strategy. Finally, we reach Phase 4, capturing the entire network. As they begin to react and push back strongly against the truth, their actions reveal their true intentions. Our SLM starts analyzing factors such as the frequency of their posts, groups of IP addresses, and their unique writing styles. Ultimately, instead of merely identifying a single fake video, we discover that approximately 400 different accounts are all managed by the same entity, reminiscent of a Team Jorge type of operation. We successfully identify and unveil the complete foreign influence network behind it. That's the plan: detect the initial signs early, clarify the confusion with factual information, generate just enough resistance to make them uncomfortable, and capture the larger targets in the process. If you find it difficult to see a clear path to defeat your opponent, try to create confusion with indirect actions that allow you time to think about your choices, or compel your opponent to lower their defenses. Think about a sideways strategy for reaching your objectives. What could make your rival pause and reflect?